Imagine a life free from fear, free from pain, and filled with serene tranquility. A state where your mind is untroubled by anxiety or desire, and your soul rests in peaceful harmony. In a world often overwhelmed by stress, uncertainty, and relentless pursuit of material wealth, this vision seems almost impossible. Yet, over 2 millennia ago, a philosopher named Epicurus laid out a path toward precisely this kind of blissful peace, a state he called Ataraxia, absolute tranquility of the mind. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey, a channel dedicated to exploring timeless wisdom and philosophies that can help us navigate modern life with clarity and calm. Today, we dive deep into the teachings of Epicurus, the ancient Greek philosopher whose ideas on pleasure, desire, and tranquility offer a powerful guide to living well. Epicurus, 341 to 270 BCE, founded one of the most influential philosophical schools of the Hellenistic period, known as Epicureanism. Unlike the popular misconception that Epicurus advocated a life of indulgent hedonism, eating and drinking without restraint, his philosophy is far more nuanced. At its core, Epicureanism is about achieving happiness through the pursuit of pleasure, but not any fleeting pleasure. Rather, the long-lasting, sustainable kind of pleasure that arises from peace of mind. Epicurus defined pleasure, hedon, as the absence of pain, aponia, in the body and disturbance, ataraxia, in the soul. For him, true pleasure is not found in excessive luxury or sensory indulgence, but in simple living, intellectual reflection, and the cultivation of friendships. His goal was to free people from the unnecessary fears that disturb the mind. Fear of gods, fear of death, and fear of pain, so that one could live a life of contentment. Central to Epicurus's philosophy is the concept of ataraxia, often translated as tranquility or peace of mind. This is not a passive state, but an active achievement, the steady condition where the soul is undisturbed by turmoil or anxiety. Epicurus believed that achieving ataraxia is the highest form of pleasure and the ultimate goal of human life. Why is ataraxia so important? Epicurus observed that much of human suffering comes from irrational fears, especially the fear of death and divine punishment. He argued that understanding the nature of the universe and the limits of our desires can remove these fears. When the mind no longer battles with baseless worries, it can enjoy a calm serenity that surpasses any fleeting physical pleasure. One of the most revolutionary aspects of Epicurus's teachings was his argument against the fear of death. He famously said, "Death is nothing to us." This was a radical idea in a time when death was often feared as a terrible fate or punishment by angry gods. Epicurus reasoned that since death is the cessation of sensation, it cannot be experienced as pain or suffering. When we are alive, death is not present, and when death comes, we no longer exist to perceive it. Therefore, fearing death is irrational and only serves to disrupt our peace of mind. This perspective aims to liberate us from existential anxiety, allowing us to focus on living well rather than dreading the inevitable. Similarly, Epicurus challenged the common belief in wrathful gods who interfere in human affairs. He taught that gods exist, but are indifferent to human matters, living in perfect bliss themselves. Thus, fearing divine punishment or hoping for divine rewards is unnecessary and only causes mental unrest. Understanding this, people can live without fear of supernatural forces and focus on tangible pleasures and virtues. Epicurus categorized desires into 3 types: natural and necessary, natural but unnecessary, and vain or empty desires. Natural and necessary desires include basic needs like food, shelter, and friendship. Natural but unnecessary desires are things like gourmet food or luxurious clothing. Vain desires are ambitions for wealth, fame, or power that often cause more distress than joy. Epicurus advised focusing only on fulfilling natural and necessary desires to avoid the pain that comes from chasing unattainable or excessive wants. For example, overeating or overindulgence can lead to illness and discomfort, which is contrary to the goal of pleasure. Instead, moderation and simplicity bring lasting satisfaction. By minimizing desires and understanding what truly brings contentment, one can avoid the restless pursuit of wealth or status and instead cultivate a serene and balanced life. This moderation is not about deprivation, but about recognizing that true happiness lies in the absence of pain and anxiety rather than in the accumulation of excess. Another vital component of Epicurus's path to ataraxia was friendship. He regarded friends as essential to a happy life. Friendship provides security, emotional support, and shared joy. Epicurus believed that cultivating close, trustworthy relationships not only enriches life, but also guards against loneliness and fear. In the communal setting of his garden, the name of his philosophical school, Epicurus emphasized egalitarian friendships based on mutual respect and care. The joy found in genuine friendship contributes to tranquility because it helps alleviate worries about survival and social acceptance. Philosophy, for Epicurus, was not just an abstract exercise but a practical tool to attain happiness. He viewed philosophy as medicine for the soul, capable of healing the anxieties and superstitions that disturb peace. By studying nature and understanding the world through reason, individuals can dispel myths that cause fear. Epicurus's natural philosophy, grounded in atomism, the idea that everything is composed of tiny, indivisible particles, helped explain the universe without invoking divine intervention. This scientific worldview reinforced the idea that humans should focus on what can be controlled, their own desires and thoughts. Philosophical reflection helps us discern what is truly necessary, cultivate virtue, and align our lives with nature, leading to freedom from disturbance and the joyful tranquility of Ataraxia. In the modern world, Epicurus's teachings remain strikingly relevant. Today's society bombards us with messages urging endless consumption, achievement, and competition, often leaving us stressed, anxious, and disconnected. The pursuit of constant pleasure through external means rarely leads to lasting satisfaction. Epicureanism offers an alternative. It invites us to simplify our desires, appreciate the small joys of life, invest in meaningful relationships, and cultivate peace of mind. The call to confront and overcome our fears of death, failure, and judgment resonates deeply in a time marked by existential uncertainty and mental health challenges. Furthermore, the emphasis on understanding the world through reason and science echoes the modern spirit of inquiry and skepticism towards superstition. Epicurus's holistic approach combines ethics, physics, and psychology to provide a blueprint for flourishing. Epicurus's pursuit of ataraxia, the serene tranquility of the mind, represents a timeless ideal of happiness. His philosophy teaches us to live modestly, cultivate meaningful friendships, and free ourselves from irrational fears, thereby unlocking a life of deep and lasting pleasure. By learning from Epicurus, we can find in ancient wisdom a guiding light for modern challenges, how to navigate a complex world with calmness, clarity, and joy. If you found this journey into Epicurean philosophy insightful, please subscribe to The Unfolding Journey. We explore the wisdom of the past to help us live better today, with fresh insights and deep reflections on life's most profound questions. Hit the subscribe button and join our community. Let's grow together on this path toward tranquility and fulfillment. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.